This story is a fictional emotional narrative inspired by real-life complexities of relationships, infidelity, and family interference. It is not based on any specific person, event, or real incident. This story is a work of dramatized emotional fiction inspired by real-life situations of infidelity. Names, characters, and events have been altered to protect identities and enhance storytelling. The purpose is to explore human emotions, relationships, and the consequences of betrayal. Viewer discretion is advised. This content may not be suitable for younger audiences. Rhea had always believed in love, slow, sincere, and sacred. When she married Arjun, everything felt like a dream. He was sweet, respectful, and just a little shy. On their wedding night, he gently held her hand and said, "I'm nervous. This is my first time." Rhea smiled, touched by his honesty. "It's okay," she whispered. "We have forever." Over the next few weeks, Arjun remained affectionate but distant. Whenever intimacy was about to blossom, he would pull away, blaming work stress or emotional fatigue. Rhea tried to be patient, thinking perhaps he was genuinely overwhelmed. But the late-night office calls, the hushed phone conversations, the locked phone, it all started to pile up. One night, as Rhea sat alone in their living room, sipping cold tea, her phone buzzed. "Unknown number. I thought you should know. Your husband isn't who he says he is." Rhea froze. She texted back, "Who is this?" No reply. Just one image followed, a blurry selfie of Arjun, smiling in bed with another woman. Her hands trembled. Her heart sank. The next morning, she confronted him. "Arjun, is there something you're hiding from me?" He avoided her gaze. "No? What are you talking about?" She showed him the photo. Silence. Then the truth spilled like broken glass. "It happened before we married. I met someone. It was supposed to be nothing. But it wasn't." Tears welled in Rhea's eyes. "You told me I was your first. I didn't know how to tell you the truth. You looked at me like I was pure, honest. I didn't want to ruin that. So you let me believe a lie?" He reached for her hand. She pulled away. "It wasn't just a lie, Arjun. It was our beginning. And you tainted it." He pleaded, "It didn't mean anything. I chose you." Rhea stood there, numb. The man she trusted, the love she held sacred, all built on a false promise. The nervous husband was nervous not because it was new, but because he was hiding the past. That night, Rhea packed a bag. Not because she didn't love him, but because love without truth was hollow. As she walked out the door, she whispered, "I wanted forever with you. But not like this." Maya and Samir's marriage seemed perfect to everyone around them. But behind closed doors, the silence was growing heavier. They barely talked, barely touched. Maya felt a distance she couldn't explain. "Maybe we need help," Maya finally said one evening, exhausted by the loneliness. Samir hesitated but agreed. They booked a couples therapy session with Dr. Anjali, a well-recommended counselor. The first session was tense but hopeful. Samir sat quietly, staring at the floor. When Dr. Anjali asked about intimacy, Samir nervously admitted, "I'm nervous about my first time with Maya." Maya's heart warmed. She reached for his hand, squeezed it softly. "You don't have to be afraid," she whispered. Dr. Anjali smiled gently, nodding. "It's normal to feel that way. We all carry past experiences that shape our fears." In the following weeks, therapy sessions became their secret refuge. Slowly, Samir started opening up, or so Maya thought. One afternoon, Maya accidentally found a text on Samir's phone from Dr. Anjali. "Meeting tonight? I miss you." Her heart stopped. She scrolled back through their messages, intimate, secret, passionate. The therapist was not just a professional. She was the woman Samir had cheated with before their marriage. Maya's world shattered. When she confronted Samir, he confessed, the first time he was nervous about wasn't with Maya. It was with Dr. Anjali months before their wedding. "I was scared to tell you," Samir said. voice trembling. I thought I could leave the past behind. Be better. Maya's tears flowed freely. You made me believe I was your first, that what we shared was special. But you lied. Samir fell silent. I'm sorry. I wanted to start fresh, but I didn't know how. Maya felt betrayed, not only by Samir, but by the woman they trusted to help their marriage heal. In the final session, she sat across from Dr. Anjali, no longer a therapist, but the cause of their pain. Why? Maya asked quietly. How could you do this to us? Dr. Anjali looked away, shame in her eyes. Maya realized that some wounds go deeper than betrayal. They come from the loss of trust in everything you believed in. That night, Maya left Samir's side but vowed to find her strength again. She wasn't just a victim of infidelity, she was a survivor of shattered illusions. And sometimes, the hardest first step is facing the truth. No one wants to say Sanaa and Zain had been inseparable since college. When they married, it felt like a fairy tale. Zain's best friend, Rami, was like a brother to both of them, always around, always part of their lives. On their wedding night, Zain nervously admitted, I'm really nervous about this. It's my first time. Sanaa smiled warmly, holding his hand. We'll take it slow. Together. For a while, everything seemed perfect. But little things started to change. Zain was distant sometimes, distracted. And Rami began visiting more often staying late. One evening, Sanaa found a message on Zain's phone from Rami. Can't wait to see you tonight. It'll be our first time. Her heart froze. At first, she thought it was a mistake. Maybe Rami's number was saved under Zain's phone by accident. But as days passed, she found more messages, secret plans, hidden meetings, stolen moments. When she finally confronted Zain, he broke down. It happened before I married you, he confessed. Rami and we were drunk, confused. It was supposed to mean nothing. Sanaa's world shattered. Not only had her husband lied to her, but it was with his best friend, the man she trusted like a brother. The betrayal cut deeper than she imagined. How could you do this to me? Sanaa asked, tears streaming. And with Rami? My best friend? Zain tried to explain, but the words sounded hollow. Sanaa reached out to Rami, hoping for answers. His silence was deafening. Their friendship was over, and so was her trust. The nights were filled with painful memories, the laughter that now seemed fake, the closeness that was just a mask. Sanaa realized sometimes the worst betrayals come from those closest to you. Despite the heartbreak, she decided to heal. Not for Zain or Rami, but for herself. She ended the friendship, left the marriage, and began a journey of self-love. And as she walked away, she whispered to herself, I may have lost two people, but I found my strength. After their wedding, Aman surprised his wife, Zara, with a handwritten letter. The envelope was sealed with a small heart sticker. That night, as they sat in the quiet glow of their new home, Zara opened it eagerly. The letter began sweetly. My dearest Zara, I've never felt this way before. I'm nervous because tonight will be our first time and I want it to be perfect. Zara's eyes softened. Her heart fluttered. She read on, smiling. But as she reached the middle of the letter, the tone shifted. Aman wrote about a woman from his past, someone he never expected to meet again, someone he hurt deeply. He admitted that before Zara, he had been with her, and those memories haunted him still. Zara's smile faded. I wanted to tell you everything, but I was afraid you'd leave, the letter said. Tears blurred Zara's vision. Her mind raced. Was this the first time Aman had been nervous about? Not with her, but with someone else? The letter was a confession, raw and painful. Zara felt betrayed, but also confused. Why write this now? Was it guilt or a plea for forgiveness? When Aman saw her tear-streaked face, he knelt beside her. I wanted to be honest, even if it hurts. Zara nodded slowly. You should have told me before. He reached for her hand, but she hesitated. How do I know our love is real, Aman? When your heart carries someone else's shadow. He had no answer. That night, Zara held the letter close, torn between pain and love. She realized that sometimes honesty comes late and healing takes longer. For now, all she could do was decide if the future they dreamed of was still possible or if the past was a ghost they couldn't escape. Arav and Mira had been dreaming about their honeymoon for months. Finally, on the plane to a beautiful beach resort, Arav turned to Mira and said nervously, "I'm nervous. This is my first time." Mira smiled, brushing his hand. "It's okay, we'll take it slow." The resort was paradise, white sands, clear waters, and endless sunsets. But something felt off to Mira. Arav was tense, distracted, often sneaking out late at night. One evening, Mira noticed a hotel staff member giving Arav a strange look. Then, unexpectedly, the receptionist called out his name loudly, startling them both. "Sir, welcome back," she said with a knowing smile. Mira's heart sank. "Back? What do you mean?" Curious and worried, Mira quietly asked around and learned that Arav had visited the resort before, not with her, but with another woman. The first time, Arav was nervous about wasn't with Mira at all. That night, Mira confronted him. "Why lie? Why pretend like this is new?" Arav's eyes filled with regret. "I was afraid you wouldn't want me if you knew." Mira felt shattered. The honeymoon meant so much, their fresh start, their sacred bond. And now it was all a lie. But beyond the betrayal, what hurt most was the deception, the false promise of innocence. The next day, Mira walked the beach alone, the waves crashing like the turmoil inside her. She realized sometimes, the biggest surprises are the ones that break your heart. The paradise she dreamed of turned into a prison of secrets. In that moment, Mira had a choice: forgive and rebuild or walk away and find her own peace. She didn't know what she would choose, but she knew the truth had finally set her free. Nina was scrolling through her phone when an Instagram message popped up from an unknown account. The message was short but shocking. He lied about his first time. Nina's heart skipped a beat. Her husband, Faison, had always told her she was his first, that their love was pure and untouched. Curious and uneasy, Nina replied, "Who is this?" No response. Days later, more anonymous messages arrived with photos and snippets of conversations between Faison and another woman, dated years before their wedding. Nina's world began to unravel. She dug deeper, finding social media profiles, old texts, and finally, a woman who agreed to talk. She wasn't just a fling, the woman said quietly. "We were serious. He told me he was going to marry her, but he never did." Nina confronted Faison. His face fell. "I was scared you'd hate me if you knew the truth," he admitted. Nina felt betrayed, but also angry at herself for believing the lie. "Why lie about something so important?" she asked. Faison's silence was answer enough. The revelation wasn't just about a past relationship, it was about trust shattered. Nina realized love isn't just about feelings, but honesty. In the days that followed, she wrestled with pain and doubt. Could she forgive the man who hid his past? Or was their marriage built on a fragile foundation destined to break? The anonymous messages had exposed the truth, and now, Nina had to decide whether to hold on or let go. After their wedding night, Aisha felt a strange mix of joy and nervousness. Her husband, Imran, had said softly, "This is my first time. I'm nervous, but it's with you." Weeks later, Aisha discovered she was pregnant. The news brought tears of happiness. Imran held her close, promising they'd be amazing parents. But the joy was short-lived. One afternoon, a woman showed up at their door, holding a small ultrasound photo. "I'm pregnant too," she said quietly. "Imran's child." Aisha's heart shattered. She stared at Imran, confusion and betrayal burning in her eyes. "How?" she whispered. Imran looked down, ashamed. "It happened before we married. I didn't know how to tell you." Aisha felt like the ground beneath her had disappeared. She had believed she was the first, The only one, but now the truth crashed down. 2 women, 2 pregnancies, 1 man. The betrayal cut deeper than she imagined. She realized her first time wasn't unique or special, just a part of a secret life Imran hid. Torn between love and anger, Aisha struggled to forgive. Could she share Imran's heart, or was it too broken? The pregnancy that should have symbolized new beginnings instead brought pain and uncertainty. As she cradled her belly, Aisha whispered, "I want to believe in us, but the truth is hard to swallow." Her journey was just beginning, a path filled with difficult choices and fragile hope.